His foot.
Well, I'd love to be able to give the joystick for humour, but unfortunately we can only give it for games playing, which means that Mark gets to go to joystick. Another satisfied punter walks away with a higher percentage of skip in his step. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at this. What? Sorry about that. Right, it's time to get gory. We trawled the vaults to bring you the sickest games around. But before we really get going, here's our reviewers with a recap on what's apparently made people change their pants in the past, beginning with Mortal Kombat.
One of the things that bafflingly got people very worked up about Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 was, of course, the death moves or fatalities. Perhaps the most potentially frightening is when Baraka switches out his knives from his wrists and plunges them into the chest of his oppressor, lifts him above his head and lets him slide down while still twitching with the last bits of life dripping out of him. That could possibly be the most gruesome thing I've seen in a video game.
Tim's obviously led a sheltered life. Anyway, next up was some have described as the video game version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but they are Sado's Doom.
Doom has a pretty horrific atmosphere. This is compounded by the manual, which describes levels like knee-deep in the dead and the shores of hell. It's all very schlock horror, but once you actually get into the game, the actual atmosphere created by the great graphics and the amounts of blood spraying around is quite creepy and disturbing. You can genuinely get a fright when you turn a corner and find a zombie stood there with a machine gun.
Heretic is the latest game to jump straight up the jacksie of the Doom bandwagon. The game's a medieval version of the classic PC game and allows you to look up and down as well. Other additions include new weapons and an improved multiplayer link-up. If you've got the original Doom, you can spice it up with one of the many Doom patches available. This Alien add-on has creatures from the film, new levels and rude sound bites. Slightly different, there's Barney the dinosaur, that annoying Energizer bunny, Daleks and even Bill Clinton. Back to our reviewers, and finally a game that everybody's heard of but never played, the tabloid-friendly Night Trap.
In Night Trap, what you basically had to do was catch the bad guys and stop them from getting to the girls. Whenever the bad guys would go near a trap, operate that and catch them. Simple, easy peasy. However, if you didn't catch them in time, they would then go on to do nasty and terrible things to the girls. As a game, it failed, because I just let the bad guys go and they went and got the girls in whatever way they saw fit.
Adrian Price, proof that playing video games doesn't turn you into a complete arse.
Bollocks.
Charming. Right, now the results of our search for gore, and death moves reaped an abundant harvest. Kasumi Ninja has some of the best.
No mercy.
And here's the Indian Brave showing that why take 2 bottles into the shower when you can just wash and go. A special mention goes to the arcade game Bloodstorm for death moves like these. In the shoot-'em-up department, Corpse Killer sounded promising, but just at the last minute, it turned out to be shite. So it was down to the arcade game Revolution X to pump up the gore quotient, and you can even shoot people while they're having a dump. Less frantic but occasionally quite gruesome, Burn Cycle is another CD game that stirred our fleeting interest. On a different note, Ecstatica is not particularly gory, but with scenes like these, it is strangely disturbing. Big breasts can be scary to the uninitiated, so imagine our horror when we find a pre-release Double D version of Robocop Vs Terminator. Spot the difference, here's the released version. Shoot dog blokes, now the uncensored. That surely must deserve a booby prize. Special mention must go, though, to the first Mega Drive game that was ever banned, the aptly named Splatterhouse II. Admittedly, the game is gory. There's skulls, there's blokes walking around with ice hockey masks on and they kick red blood-covered things. You even get the chance to chainsaw a couple of babies. But at the end of the day, we came to the conclusion that the reason the game got banned was not because it was scary, it was because it was shite. was supposed to be scary, but despite spanky graphics, my pants remained obstinately dry. At the other end of the spectrum, Snatcher boasts some truly appalling graphics like this. For an adventure game, Police Quest 4 had a surprisingly good body count.
Error 100. We have an officer down.
You go to work and find your best mate's been tortured. Open the trash can, and hey, there's the kid next door. You can't even make a sandwich without taking your work home. More Marmite Vicar? But this had nothing on I have no mouth, but I must scream. What? Thrown into a world where everything is falling apart, you're forced to make tough ethical decisions, like, what do I feed the dog to get it to help me? Answer? The heart of one of your mates. This game is officially mental, and when push came to shove, we even had to eat some baby food.
My shoes and Mum's steak knives. They're covered in blood.
If things were going wrong for everybody in I Have No Mouth, etc., etc., we really felt for Bob, hero of Darkseid 2, at home recovering from his exploits in Darkseid 1.
Mum's still cooking at the stove. Nothing unusual there.
Foolishly, he mentions the bloody steak knives. Things just don't go right for Bob. Even bar stewards rip him off.
Hey, I'm thirsty. Can you get me a drink? Here's something to fill your belly, human.
When you're this unlucky, it's best just to leave things well alone, even light bulbs. Well, that's what comes of wearing trainers with a jacket, American twat. No, the truth is there's not nearly so much gore out there as one would think. Harvester's probably the most frightening game we came across, with a genuinely disconcerting atmosphere and a fair share of gore.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep, it's a spinal cord, all right.
Is it Stephanie?
I don't know. The only clue we got is that card propped up on a pillow.
But when it comes to gore, you can't beat a good old death move. So, we've put together a top 10 of fatal flourishes, beginning with the crap ones. At number 10, somebody told us that Way of the Warrior had some good death moves. They lied. Cliched ninja attempts the old "he's dizzy, so I'll rip his heart out" move. Oh yeah.
You don't have the guts.
At number 9, Kasumi Ninja bloke with grey pants comes up with a new cure for athlete's foot. At number 8, more primeval pugilistics from Primal Rage with a homage to the Brookside body under the patio. Number 7, Bloodstorm, a chick with PMT gets violent. Number 6, and Way of the Warrior goes some way to redeeming itself, courtesy of a wisecracking sheepshagger.
Hang in there, mate.
Pointed humour, can't beat it. At number 5, a Primal Rage dinosaur gets one of those really itchy jumpers and rubs it all over his mate. At number 4, no top 10 would be complete without a death move from Mortal Kombat, but with so many to choose from, we ended up with a split decision. Back to Bloodstorm for something to fill that little gap in your life. But in the runners-up spot at number 2 was Primal Rage once more, bringing new life to the phrase, pissing all over your opponent. But top of the pops by a clear margin. Yes, he had to be in there. It's our favourite Scotsman from Kasumi Ninja. All together now.
Anger wins.
Tonight's extra special celebrity is currently fiddling around with his curling tongs. While he's doing that, let's go over to Gamesmaster and find out what he'll be playing.
My next challenge is a game on the Jaguar. This time on the shoot-'em-up alien versus predator. Kill, 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 kill. Players must enter a labyrinth infested with interplanetary mischief makers.
that I get turned around, and I'm